G'day everyone, it's Limpy here bringing you another video in the series of map callouts in Black Ops 3. And here we are on the map Fringe. Right now, as you can see, I'm in the Black Ops spawn. And basically, Fringe is... oh, look at that. Beautiful, there's a rocket. Fringe is basically a map where you're sort of on the fringe of town, right on the edge of town. And it's got a little granary and little auto repair place and some train tracks. And as you can see, we're right next to some missile launch sites, and not sure if they're actually missiles or whether they're going to the moon. Who knows? Who knows? This might even tell us. I haven't played much of the campaign, so maybe that's from the campaign. But essentially, right now, this spawn is the red spawn. The Black Ops spawn is the red spawn. This map has a lot of places you can hide behind, and therefore a lot of callouts, but they're actually really simple to learn because they're all based around main areas of the map. So first of all, we have this big barn here, which is the red barn. On the other side, we have a white barn, and then we have the rail, and we also have this little auto repair area known as bricks, and then the actual auto repair area based on the back. And that's pretty much most of the map, and most of the callouts are based around those areas. So let's start off. Basically, we're in red spawn. So if you want to call out where people are spawning, they're spawning red is basically the call out when they're over here. This here is the spawn car, and you'll see a lot of people head glitch behind here depending on the game mode, but this is a really common head glitch. And over here we have the spawn truck. So the spawn car and the spawn truck. So be aware of those.
Good to go.
Another common head glitch is right here, and this is hay bales. You can see the hay bales there. So that's a common call out, and you'll see people also coming through here. Hay bales. Cool. Now over here is one of the dom sites. So basically this is a good spot to call out dom. And then back here is where the flag spawns. So if you want to call out the flag, you can do so. But essentially, this is all red spawn. Now, let's go into red. This is lower red in here, in this barn. Now, a lot of people will call this barn as well. So depending on where you're spawning, they might call out barn. But bear in mind, this is the red barn, because on the other side of the map, we have the white barn. So this is mid-red. So down there was lower red, mid-red, and top red. Now, these are common sniper spots. So we call this red snipe or snipe spot if you're not calling out the top. And some people will say barn snipe. But essentially this is red snipe and red window. So bear in mind, red snipe, red window. Learn the difference. And then back here, we have red platform. Now this is another little window, so bear in mind this is the red platform, also called back red, but back red might also refer to down here. This whole area is back red, and often this will be called red rock if they're camping back here. One of these will be red rock. If we just head across to the train, so we've got the little train carriage area here. This is known as red rails, so they're in rails, or red rails, and once we get in here we're in actual rails. So this is just called rails, this whole area here. Rails is actually one of the hard points. It's actually the 4th hard point on rotation, so bear that in mind as well. Now this is one of the bombs, so this is the B bomb area. So you could call it red bomb, B bomb, doesn't really matter. Only really matters for a call out, usually in search and destroy. Red bomb, back rails, red rails. This little spot's really common in here. So this is lumbar. So we've got the little wood there, just as a reminder. Now normally when you're calling out lumbar, they're either coming in here, into lumbar, and often call outs will be when they're here on lumbar. Watching this little head glitch here. In here we have the closet. Most maps have like a little maintenance area, which is the closet. And you can see this comes through to rails right here. And let's just head out into the front of the red barn. Again, we have red truck right here. So bear in mind that's spawn truck and red truck. And this is another one call out that you really should remember. Now this is best called out as 15 because of this. Now this speed limit 15 is actually on a few different areas, but most of the others aren't important. This is the call out you want, 15, right here. If someone's calling out 15, they're right here. So know the difference between red truck, which is going to be normally here or up here, compared to 15. 15's right here. And then we've got mid truck. Mid truck right here. Over here we've got bricks. So these windows here are brick window. So brick window, and in here is bricks. Now if we continue back into here, this is actually A bomb, this area, right there. And this is hallway or brick hallway. And we'll rotate back over here, so we're back to spawn. Over in this spot here, this is red alley or brick alley. Normally I say brick alley, which is probably the best call out. It could also be sandpit alley, but generally this is alley, red alley. And here we are in the sandpit, which is why that's sometimes called sandpit alley. Normally you want to call out for sandpit alley because they're probably head glitching here somewhere. This is sandpit. Again, this is another hard point. This is the second hard point, so worth remembering here. And often they'll post up here. Now, be careful not to call this red car unless you really know what you're talking about, because they might get confused with the red car that's back there. Now this is auto. So in here you can see this is a little auto repair shop. We have auto window and auto door. And then we just head back. This is back auto. And this is a common call out, back auto. They'll often be here or running through here. Back to white. Now this is white alley here. So that's why we have sandpit alley or red alley on that side. This is white alley through here. And then back to mid street. And we have white truck right through here. This can also be mid truck. And white car. White car right here. Another common call out, well, white, by the way, this is a really common spot. You'll see a lot of people in the white car, so remember that one. Other common spots right here, barrels. So we got the barrels here, very common place for people to be. And this is probably the most common place you'll see people. This isn't barrels, this is nerd spot. So they're either going to be here or down here hiding, because here we've got B-bomb and the uplink spawn and all sorts of things. So nerd spot through here, and a lot of people will come through here. So watch for that. Again, we're back rails or white rails. So right here is white rails, and once we head in, we're into rails. Mid rails, back to the closet. Now again, this is another white truck, but this is also a domination spot right here. So depending on what you're doing, you could call out A dom or white truck. Just be careful that they know between white truck here and in the mid truck. Then we also have this thing here, which is the sphere. I normally refer to this as the ball. They're at the ball. That way everyone knows what they're talking about. It's the only spherical object around. And then we go back. This is white spawn back here. White spawn or white spawn right here. The flag actually spawns right here, same as the uplink spot. So you can call this flag if you want to, or also white door because of this door right here. If we go in, this is lower white, white stairs, top white. So everything's white. We have white snipe, just like the red over the other side. So again, this is also called a barn a lot of the time. So it's easier to just say white snipe. And back here we have white window. So top white, white window, white snipe, and then out here is white roof. So watch for white roof, and you'll see a lot of people up here for various reasons. At the very back of the map we have the silos. So this is another call out. They might be hanging back at the silos, particularly on Dom. If you're spawn trapping, you might see them, hanging back at the silos. They do have numbers on them, 3 and 4. So just be aware you might want to use that if you really need to, but generally you're going to be thrashing them anyway, so you probably won't need too many callouts. You do have these blue cars that you can use to call out as well, but most of the time you won't need it because basically white spawn is here. So they're in white spawn or at blue cars. And that's basically it for this map. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a pretty simple map to remember callouts, and most of the callouts are fairly self-explanatory as well. So hopefully this made sense to you and your squad. If you liked it, make sure you give me a thumbs up and like the video. Let's get this sharing. Let's get the same callouts for everybody.